I want to try and find, like, what build do I really want to do here? So suburbs. Wheat fields can only be placed next to a village. That's not going to be placed next to the suburbs. However, it says that they are... Wait, no, temporal. Temporal beacon is afraid of vampires. So if I'm including suburbs and I'm including temporal beacon, because both of them are new, I want to then include the vampire mansion as well. If I am including the vampire mansion, then I'm going to want to figure out what I'm doing on top of that too. What am I doing on top of that too? I don't think I want to do swamp with that. I like ruin. I do like ruin. Maybe skip the battlefield. I'm thinking I do want to go with a rogue, so skipping the battlefield makes a huge amount of sense in that way. I could do that by going Ruin Swamp Bloodgrove. Yeah, I can use the forest to actually simulate a grove for the sake of placing the Bloodgrove. Where's the Witch's Hut? That is a great question. Where is the Witch's Hut? I thought I had a new Witch's Hut card. Excuse me? Excuse me, video game? That don't count. It appears randomly with swamps. Ah, placing enough swamps does it. That's unfortunate, because oops. I just did a big swamps run. I can't do another swamps run right now. It's too quick. So battlefield is my gear. Oh, unless I'm doing, but Battlefield River is so good. Buddy. If you can't do a necro, then do you want outposts? So one of the problems that exists there is the Bloodgrove wants as many adjacencies as possible, the vampire wants as many adjacencies as possible, and so does the outpost. Makes it just a little bit... I mean, yeah, I do want them, to be clear. I'm not saying no. I'm just saying... You know, I'm not saying no. I'm just squealing. Maybe rogue runs, so no battlefield. That would make sense. The battlefield got tagged back on just in case I decide to go for a siren, in which case I would probably go warrior instead. If I'm going rogue, then we are tagging arsenal. It is true, the siren did give me the ring that carried me from start to finish. But of course, with the rogue, she would only be giving me trophies, so not as impactful for us. Let's look at the encyclopedia for just a second here. Shipwreck there, Goblin Lookout something, Bookery something something, Bandit Camp something, Outpost something. I think we can probably modify the Outpost maybe in some way to fulfill that position for us. I'll tell you, my main concern here in terms of building our expedition is I want to try new adjacencies with these new things, right? So what I really want to do is get suburbs and temporal beacon both available and then work from there. However, that's probably not designing a run with a lot of longevity. So do I want to go with longevity or do I want to go with novelty? Do I want to explore or do I want to do I want a successful run? I think more than I want a successful run right now, I want to explore. And I'm going to want to explore the adjacencies of these new things, like the suburbs and the temporal beacon. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the Oblivion. I'm going to take Beacon, because I think Beacon and suburbs could have an adjacency. I think Beacon and River could have an adjacency. I think temporal beacon and River could have an adjacency. I think temporal beacon and suburbs could have adjacencies. I think temporal beacon and Beacon could have adjacencies. And then I just need to figure out what is the right amount of stuff to take with me. Village for the quests? No, that's bad. Actively bad. Why drop Oblivion? Because I don't intend for this run to go long. Oblivion is best for managing threats as the run is continuing. What I intend to do is go in, put as many things adjacent to one another as possible, and that's it. Have you placed Maze of Memories yet? It says it does nothing. I trust it. Beacon plus River is Lighthouse. That's exactly what I'm assuming, right? the possibility of something like, if not very specifically that. I'm also going to try treasury near suburbs. Again, being very, very clear and as outmost and upfront as I possibly can, I do not intend for this run to go long. I am intending to test as many new combinations of things as possible. We're going suboptimal. Suburb immediately. Perfect. I can't wait for a treasury. That would be absurd. Okay, first thing has to be next to a forest. Forest and suburb does nothing. Okay, let's get the... This is not going to do anything with the thicket. Another suburb go here. They're terrified of the vampires, so I'm going to have to build suburbs all the way up until we get to even there, unfortunately. Did I end up putting the blood growths in this deck too? Probably. Hello, thank you very much for the tier 1 subscription. Jerry Motes in chat and welcome back to the Republic. Vaption probably just goes here immediately, right? I cancel the blood grove. That sounds like me. I'm gonna quickly pop you there. Again, we're not optimizing yet. So river does nothing, but it is doubling the effect of the suburbs next to it at least. Bunch of items. I mean, I'll take the only weapon. I'll wear the only good boots. I'll wear the only good armor and the highest magic shield. Okay. So the river next to the suburbs doing nothing. Also doesn't look like the treasury being next to the suburbs is doing anything to it either. This is the worst river of all time. I do not recommend this river. Don't do what I've done. I beg of you. My reputation cannot handle it. Okay, temporal beacon now. Each day passes 50% faster within its range. Time watchers may join the battle. But they're afraid of vampires. Let's put it there. Time watchers may join the battle in the vampire match in there. Does the river double the output of the treasury? I think not, because the treasury is not a landscaping space. River plus suburbs is kind of ridiculous EXP gain. It really seems like it will be. I want to do a run optimized around that rather than, you know, just trying to see adjacencies at the moment. Speaking of, lightning fast deals you a full hand of Oblivion cards now when using Oblivion. No. Leave 10% of your findings at camp while passing through the... Yeah, this is an exploring run. Leave 10% of my stuff. I don't care. I don't need that 10% of it. Slightly higher crit damage chance for slightly lower damage. Yeah, at this point, slightly. All's well on those. Don't do what Donnie don't does. I think that was the book from the safety book from The Simpsons. I think it was, yes. Every time I think of that reference, though, I think of Bioshock Infinite, because there's that area, that kind of like museum area, where someone does basically the same gag of like, oh, here's a good boy, and what a good boy would do. My god. Okay, empty treasury. Empty treasury did nothing unique due to the fact that we had the suburbs, unfortunately. Now, I'm gonna put a vampire adjacent to the suburbs. Nothing new there either. Way better weapon for us. Some higher crit damage. That magic shield significantly higher, in fact. Here we go again. Another beacon available. I want to put this next to the other beacon to just see if they do things together. Not necessarily. Another ruins. I can pop another suburb down too. Get another river out there. At some point, I will have tested basically all of the adjacencies that I wanted to test. I think dutifully, immediately afterwards, the game is probably going to kill us. Let's go another Vamp Mansion next to the temporal beacon. So they say they are afraid of vampires. Wait, oh. Hang on, this is what it probably means, right? Time Watchers may join battles within its range, and Time Watchers are probably good, not bad, right? They're allies for us, not enemies. But they don't spawn if there are vampires. That might be what it is. Can we surround a suburb with all suburbs? I can certainly try. How many AoEs do I have at the moment? Arsenal's not an AoE. Vampire Mansion is. So Vampire Mansion, Temporal Beacon, and Beacon. Because I know there's something for overlapping 6 different AoEs, but I don't think I can do 6 different ones in this run. Now I need to try a beacon next to the river. No, that does not give us a lighthouse, unfortunately. Let's try a thicket next to... Oh, already tried that, I guess, over in the other position as well. That beacon's next to a thicket. Cemetery, another thicket. You have a 50% chance to do 150% damage. Crit damage is real good. Another outpost. Good. The outpost, I think I want to put adjacent to the temporal beacon, as well as the ruins over here. Outposts do nothing. One day, hopefully it might. I think it's still in the same area. Probably not going to do anything adjacent to an arsenal. Another suburb. Still trying to surround these. Don't forget to test the bridge. Good point. We'll start building up in that direction specifically for that, actually. Surveyor. Each time the hero passes the loop, will heal for... No, I guess I just go fast and try and continue moving then. Horn just played in the distance. Did that cause something to spawn? Yes! Town! There we go. Cracks in the walls and ancient scrolls can tell you many things about the people who used to live here. So it's adjacency bonus of the suburbs. Not around, but adjacency, because the spaces 3 and 9 on a numpad here are empty. Super cool and incredibly useful. I think ultimately I'm going to want to set up after this a run where the rivers are multiplying all of the suburbs and we're trying to do something in that direction. What are the chances town could turn into something? Ooh. I don't know. I would probably have to use Oblivion to destroy something next to it and then replace that tile, which seems... like, well hidden if it is a thing they intend for us to do. Unless the idea is get more towns around towns. Actually, that seems quite appealing. Yeah, nothing new adjacent to the other beacon. Boots of attack speed and evasion bonus. No, crit damage would be nice without having to lose so much crit charge. Attack speed 17%. Those aren't really high stats for us at this point. But I do need to start replacing these lower pieces of equipment, unfortunately. Catch you around that one, Eagle. So we have a block of 4 towns now. If I can make a total block of 9 towns and the center one doesn't transform. Actually, that I'm not even going to be able to do that over in that position, unfortunately. Oof. Card shop. What was the quantity of items received whilst increasing the quality of exchange? Chance of placing more, I guess. That's a pretty rough village for the spawn there. Tried an outpost next to a suburb. I guess. Unfortunately, nothing. Everything else is going remarkably well here, though. I'm not going to be in the fights long enough to Blood Grove. Ooh. The crit damage on those boots. Can I get 26% crit for 200% damage? It's decent. The bonus experience is now 26 every single time I kill an enemy, which is... This is super unoptimized and it's still that. Now only if it were optimized. Let's try a bookery adjacent to the Vampire Mansion as well as the suburbs. Nothing in that. Wow, none of these adjacencies are anything? They keep trying all of them and none of them are. The suburbs in the same area. Was there any up? My god, we get so many levels so quickly. I think I know the Necromancer run that I want to do. Because the Necromancer run, like, I just want all of the Necromancer traits as quickly as possible. So do a version of this with the Necromancer. It seems like it would work so damn well. Thicker. Other suburbs over in this area. Yeah, I don't think we're getting to the degree we'll be able to put a town down, unfortunately. Just because I chose a bad position for the... well, not a town, but like a full set of 3x3 towns. That would require a full, like, 5x5 area. Unfortunately, don't have that down here. God, that's a lot of damage I'm turning down just with a spear. Just have ridiculous magic shield and carry myself through the fights with that? I guess so. Yeah, at least we do know the 2x2 town isn't going to do anything, which would have been my first assumption of what would. Were anything going to. There we go. New tile down. Bridge. Does nothing. Only needed to increase the length of river. So now I need to figure out... Oh, wait. You can only dip in for one tile? Yes, also, the road leading into the bridge changed into reed. Appears on river and near roads. Something scaly is watching you from here. And that will also, presumably, exist on the top piece. Interesting. Kind of want to put a blood grove in that area. Let's try a cemetery adjacent to the bridge. Does nothing. I spawned the boss. All right, yeah, let's try and kill the boss. I don't know. I expect to die to them. Bloodgrove can't even go in that position. Dang. Well, I can confirm that the suburbs have no adjacency bonuses with the Lich's Palace, at least. My god, the suburbs. There's so many of them. If this actually manages to kill the boss, I'm gonna be kind of mad. Just a little. This is such a walkable city. Oh, I gotta say, I built it well. Let's stay. I just want to see if we can do it. How is it possible? Shut up. We have a score to settle. Nonsense! This is impossible for so many reasons. I don't understand. Next time, I'll try something new on this punching bag. Rhapsody Hero, one resurrection rather with full healing, 2% chance to get a whole resource sphere instead of a chunk. Yeah. I think I unlock that, and then I think I am going to retreat. This is not the run we want to be running. We did see some new stuff there, but we want to optimize the deck around the new stuff that we just saw. So let's retreat. And set up for the next expedition. Should have taken some more resources if you were retreating. Oh, well, that was unlocking a trait that I can then get later, right? I unlocked it, where are we? Here. One more loop to see fish? No, we're gonna design around trying to see fish for this next loop. I guess I don't know what the fish do in combat, so maybe I'm designing poorly around the idea of doing something weird. We'll see in just a second. Let's design a deck. In particular, I want river, I want suburbs. I don't need the treasury or the temporal beacon or the other beacon. We'll take the oblivion with me. I don't think I want the outpost, because I think I'm going to be going Necromancer. So in that same area, I'll want the Ancestral Crypt more than any other. I want to try and go Necromancer with suburbs. Forest is my attack speed. River. The river is also going to be winding into the main path in order to get us bridges as well as reeds. And the reeds are going to be spawning fishmen. I suspect the fishmen are mainly just going to be an enemy. Like, that's all they'll really end up being. And it is the downside we are paying for the maneuverability of the river. Turn the ruins off, turn the swamp back on. We could actually get swamp huts, the witch huts rather, spawning from putting down many swamps. So maybe that's a good idea for us. I could even pop a battlefield on here if I really wanted to. Nothing's stopping me. A Necromancer is going to be this run. This does feel quite similar to my last Necromancer run, though. Bloodgrove would not stick around in this build. No. But it does get to capitalize on new things. I get to have the suburbs and the swamp spawning the witches' huts. What happens if you press the Roman? These are just other decks if I wanted to build them. This seems good. But it's also, like, very similar to things I've done before. I still don't know what the interaction between the Temporal Beacon and the Vampire Mansion really was. They are afraid of vampires. I think it literally just was they won't join the fight. Try to put wheat fields next to the suburbs. Can't do that. It says it can only be placed next to a village. Usually it's specific about that wording. Like the Bloodgrove says it can only be placed on the road near other trees. It doesn't say only near the grove and also work with the beacon. The forest, rather. We're done like the temporal beacon. That was... Actually, we should also have a look if we can build anything else right now. We can get another watchtower out there. Can we upgrade anything? No. Was one of these, I think, that gave it to me. This gave me suburbs. No, that was the academy that gave me the suburbs. Or it's an academy now. I guess it started out as a gymnasium. Can't tell you where I got the temporal from, but I do have it. Can wheat fields be placed next to a village? Apparently, yes. Maybe I should do that at some point as well. I don't know if that makes it a good enough reason to take wheat fields with me, though. So Necromancer. This deck. I mean, I could try and look at a new enemy. That's another thing I could try and do new here. Enemies have 3 to 4 abilities, plus 10% strength, plus 4% per loop. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try the new chapter with the Necromancer here with the more optimized deck around the idea of trying to gain a bunch of experience very quickly. This might be an awful idea, but I won't know it yet. Okay. With the general things that we're planning, we are gonna want rivers to be able to loop like kind of into the map and then back out of the map. The easiest way for us to do that would actually be on corners, because then we can go in and out, and then we end up with the reeds on both sides of just the bridge itself. If the reeds have to spawn the fishmen anywhere, you would assume that they would spawn the fishmen directly next on the bridge. Look at the boss progress bar. Oh, this is the marathon. Fight every boss? Oh, good lord. I've been expecting this. I've been waiting for this. I mean, you give me loops and you don't end me, you know, continuing to run after the first loop. Suddenly I'm expecting bosses over bosses over bosses over time. Gosh. Just get that spawned. And I'm gonna need to pause after battles again. Vampires do have souls, is the thing about that. Honestly, this whole loop will probably end up being a vampire loop. Let's do it sooner rather than later, see if I can get myself another enemy. Less of a boss rush, more of a boss crawl. A boss perambulate, a boss saunter. I wish this was a landmark tile up in the Ancestral Crypt. Oh, it'd be so good. Are we on chapter 4? Yes, we are exactly on chapter 4. So if I want the river to have the most impact with suburbs, the problem there is that So, just to walk you through the hidden relevance of what was going on in my mind. A suburb is a suburb by itself. It becomes a town if you manage to put a suburb on each of its adjacent sides, north, south, east, west. When it becomes a town, it gives you 2 experience per turn. When it's a suburb, or 2 experience per enemy killed. When it's a suburb, it gives you 1 experience per enemy killed. The river having to be adjacent to a suburb and a town having to be adjacent exclusively to suburbs means that we cannot put a town next to a river unless we plan something ahead in terms of Oblivion. And also, the town doesn't downgrade after you destroy the nearby suburb, which I'm just assuming wouldn't happen. Yeah, which means the river is now effectively the suburb, the town, I guess, right? If the town is doubling the effect of a suburb and the river is doing it as well, basically we're just transforming all of the suburbs the river is interacting with. But what is the optimal placement of this river? Is it just on the perimeter of like a 4x4? because the river stacks with itself. Exactly. So do I want the river like weaving in and out of an area? The only problem is it weaving in and out of an area is going to make it really difficult to keep the suburbs contiguous with one another, because if a suburb has been placed, all other suburbs have to be placed adjacent to them. So I end up with something like a jagged line like this, one across, one down, one across, one down, one across, and then rivers just girding either side of it. I mean, it doesn't sound awful. I personally use the rivers for attack speed and forest thickets, and then make a town separately. That does sound like the right play. I want to be clear. That sounds correct. I'm going to be doing this though. The trajectory. Oh, it's just so big if we can get it. Start placing the swamps around our vampire mansion. It's gonna end up spawning a mosquito by the time we get there. Ideally. My god! The rivers. Careful not to cut off your area and to build the suburbs with the river. Shouldn't be doing that. So there, and then the suburb can only go here. And because I can't put anything on the other side, this would go for the thickets there. I mean, I do need the attack speed. Oh, 6 preserved pebbles just from passing campfire. I like it. So we're getting 7 bonus experience every time we slay an enemy right now. My god. Oh my god, it actually could not be better. We're getting now 12 bonus experience from every single enemy we kill. I need more enemies to kill. I mean, that's a primary up here now. Thankfully, we have extra vampires in these fights. Experience! Thickets constantly for the other side of it as well. This is wild. Another suburb can go across here if I want to actually turn this into a town. I guess that's really probably the best location for them right now. One there. Better attack speed, double over. Probably don't need the skeleton level of 0.06. Level up already? No! Really? I'm gonna play card sharp, 10% chance to keep the card after placing its tile. I really wanted something that was gonna be scaling. That's why we're doing with this a Necromancer. They can scale so well. Oh, there's another river for us. Thank you. Is there ever going to be a point I don't want forests? Yes, I have bookeries. What? I didn't know you could just get a blue low-level ring of these. Okay, defense 2, max skeleton 1. Literally the exact same necklace, just looks different. Watch out for the boss. Yeah, if I play a lot of things from Card Sharp, I'm going to be spawning a lot of tiles for the sake of the boss, which means I'm not going to have much time to scale up before them. Max Skeleton's another +1, wow. Just keep him going. Incredible fight. Some quality, that's amulet for the magic shield. No. So I want the summon quality and summon level instead of the evasive defension. The evasive defension. The evasive defense, that would be. Unseen Care! Finally! The hero will get 0.5 max magic shield for every summoned skeleton for the rest of the expedition. More attack speed. Grimoires of just higher skeleton level. Happily taken. I should probably pop the cemetery down as well. It's just decent equipment. I want to put it in an area where it's not... where it doesn't feel like it's wasting space that could otherwise later be better used. Another crook in this river. I've got way too many forests in hand at the moment as well. Love to see a bookery, please. Hey, we did get one. I'm actually going to place it in that position. I'm also going to turn the expedition speed down to 1 times. I just need as many replacements there as quickly as possible, I think. Getting 22 bonus experience every time we slay on. More forests. No. Different rings. We're fine. Okay, unpause. Let them march. Okay, battlefield does want to go down. So the general idea would be this is a battlefield, and I start snaking the river back in here, and it's adjacent to the battlefield then. I could also try and snake the river directly around there. That would give me the ability to go river, bridge. Well, actually, that wouldn't be river. That would be river for a second. It would cause the battlefield to transform. Then it would become reeds. And then this would become a bridge. And then this would become reeds. And then this would become a bridge. And then this would become reeds. Am I willing to do that? I think so. Are battlefields even landscape tiles? Well, it's not that they would be affected by the oasis that we're planning around. It's that they transform when a river is next to them. Okay, so we got a suburb. I mean, we will just want to stack this out eventually, right? Please get rid of all of these forests. There are so many. Oh, okay. take the rivers. This thicket getting a huge amount of bonus for our attack speed. And then... Oh, no! It looks like this won't transform the battlefield. Because as soon as I place the river, it becomes a reeds because it's directly next to a... No, it does both transformations. It just didn't show me that it was going to. Okay, reed spawns a fishman every 3 days, and then the shipwreck is there. Spawns a siren once a loop, spawns chests, but no mimics, and enemies around it can become ghosts. Next tile place spawns the boss. Is there any way to know for certain, or do I just have to vaguely look at it? Because I would like to play that swamp. Oh man, I want to play the Bookery too. There's no way we can kill the boss in our current condition, but also, like... I was about to ask, how do they expect that I would be able to do it by this point? But it's like with a fully upgraded town and fully upgraded characters and all of that kind of stuff, right? The stuff we don't yet have. Oh, witch hut! A horde of bug shells, frog legs, and other assorted plant roots. Also, houses the local witch. Grants you a health potion each time you go by, -1 to the max number of health potions, adds witches to battles on the tiles around it, and a witch hut card is given for every 3 place swamps. Okay, each time you pass by it, it grants you a health potion. So you want it in a corner. Like that. And it also adds battles to the tiles around it. Or adds witches to the battles and the tiles around it. So this would give me a lot of health potions right after I've just gone past the main camp. I don't think that's what I'm going to want to do. Seems like a bad time to get them. I think I'm gonna place my first witch hut up here. Help me start healing after the swamp. Potions still heal you in swamps as well, so that's not a non-negative interaction for us. There's our boss. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, okay. Did forget that I should probably build around that area to prevent this from happening, but oops. That's a lot of Lich's palaces. Oh boy, I guess I can't believe them. Boy. I mean, I do probably just need to start destroying some of them as well. For a battlefield... don't think I need to put that down. Vampire Mansion, Forest, none of those. The enemy there almost attempted generously to kill me before the boss could. Very kind of them, but we get our first new interaction. Wow. Would you look at that? What a curious specimen you are. What have you brought me? Bleeding? Broken bones? Extensive soft tissue injuries? Depends on where you stand. I don't hurt anyone who does me no harm. You don't hurt anyone, you say? Well, that's exactly what I want you to do. Go ahead, cover the flesh of your enemies with as many wounds as you can. Life is fragile, easily snapped. To find new ways to mend and heal, that's my passion. Oh, I'm not your enemy. My enemy is death itself. I can respect that. There's a small settlement I know of that would gladly accept your help. You want me healing stomach aches and blistered hands? Thank you, but I will not. Such pathetic practice won't make me into a master healer. Oh, but imagine how many lives I'll be able to save once I master my craft. Now please, be so kind as to murder everyone in here. I need practice material. Which, heal, instead of attacking, heals an enemy with the least HP for 20 HP. Can't heal artificial life or objects. Can't heal the same object more than twice. Once per battle, deals 10% of max HP damage to the hero with the 5th attack, and heals a random enemy for that amount as well. Medical Ethics will heal the hero and his allies if there are no other tokens left to heal. Totem, once per battle, summons a protective totem instead of attacking if there is an empty combat space. So, in swamps, the witch does a ridiculous amount of damage for you. It's like vampire plus. Oh, the Lich Palaces also did progress the boss. That's gonna make life even harder. Nice skeletons and summon quality on the other one as well. Wow. So inefficient. This medicine's too weak. Curses. And I was so sure my new treatment could beat death. What a shame. A shame indeed. I liked your passionate desire to become a better healer, but then you put my own life at risk. You're far too dangerous. Drat. Can't cure a neglected case of chronic pessimism yet. You shouldn't judge the others too quickly. I've something for you too. I think you could use a bog standard healing potion, no? Me? I believe even something this bland could be improved. I should try new ingredients next time, or maybe change the amounts. More thickets. The suburb goes there. Thickets around the top side of this one. Continuing swamps in this area. I mean, I can just continue the next one. Literally the next space. I'll give her a swampy battle, actually. Those are better for her. And a vampire mansion in the near facility to guarantee that all the swamps are even better for me. Keep in mind, witches' huts reduce your max potion slots. Yeah, I'm not going to want to place too many of them. Not at all. Having... It seems like the best thing to do is have one with the full, like, 3 adjacencies in just one corner, and then that's like our secondary campfire. Damn it, I didn't pause fast enough. There's our bridge. More reeds on the other side, perfect. I wonder if you could summon boss 2 before beating boss 1 with card sharp and some luck. Especially because the Lich's Palaces count. You'd think so, right? Like, hold the right amount of cards. I don't know. That sounds possible to me. Oh, finally, a good grimoire. That actually might carry us along the line. I didn't think we had a chance here, but maybe. How is it possible? Shut up. We have a score to settle. Absolutely not. Resurrect. I'll just get slapped in the face consistently. I didn't even use all of my potions. I didn't have time. Yeah, that one's clearly not going to work for us in the fashion I'd hoped. Stomped. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think if we did that same thing on the 3rd expedition, we would have a significant better time. Is there anything I learned over the course of that? Anything I want to re-include or re-disinclude? Not really. I think we do this. Do I want to do it against the second? I've only defeated the hunter once, and I know they will give you additional information as you fight them and beat them multiple times. Yeah, I think so. Let's also have a quick look at the supply just in case there's a bunch of stuff that I do want to change out here. Extra damage against all undead. Plus new dialogue, exactly. Extra damage against all vampires is good for me. That's 1 HP after killing an enemy. Heals 1 HP after killing an enemy. That actually might damage me because of the swamps. So let's get a second garlic instead. 0.2 regen per sec if the hero already has it, so it doesn't kill you otherwise. That's neat. All right, I think that is the right equipment for us. Don't think there's anything else that's important for us to build either. We could drop another watchtower down. Just immediately next to the other watchtower. I guess that's probably the best spacing for it right now. Well done. More towers means more soldiers. More soldiers means more arrows. More arrows means more arrows.